अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स। आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है 12th क्लास के लिए बिजनेस स्टडीज़ से, दैट इज़ बैरियर्स टू इफ़ेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन। तो कौन कौन सी रुकावटें हैं एक एफिशिएंट इफ़ेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन के लिए, आज हमारा टॉपिक वही है। उन्हीं बैरियर्स को हम डिस्कस करेंगे। बैरियर्स को क्लासिफाई किया गया है सेमेंटिक बैरियर्स, साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर्स, ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल बैरियर्स और पर्सनल बैरियर्स। तो आज जो हम डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं दैट इज सेमेंटिक बैरियर्स एंड साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर्स। तो हाँ, बैरियर्स पे हम बात करेंगे कि बैरियर्स होते क्या हैं। बैरियर्स लीड टू वेरियस breakdowns in the process of communication. Such barriers filter a part of it or distort its meaning, due to which misunderstandings can be created. The various barriers have been grouped as semantic barriers, psychological barriers, organizational barriers, and personal barriers. तो पहले हम डिस्कस करेंगे व्हाट आर semantic barriers. Semantic barriers are related with the problem in the process of encoding and decoding of message. Such barriers usually arise on account of wrong words, faulty translation, etc. Following are some of the semantic barriers. वो क्या हैं? That is badly expressed message, the use of wrong words, omission of needed words, inadequate vocabulary, etc. leads to badly expressed message. Resultantly, the message reaching the recipient gets distorted and may be quite different from the intended message. दूसरा है that is symbols with different meanings. A word may have many meanings. The receiver is required to understand the meaning of the word used by the sender in the same sense for which later has used it. In the absence of same, the intended message does not get interpreted by the receiver correctly. उसके बाद है faulty translations. Sometimes the message is in some another language which is not understandable to the receiver and needs translation. For example, suppose a message is in English and there is a need to translate it to say Hindi, which is easily understood by the workers. If the translator is not efficient in both the languages, there is a chance of giving different meaning to the message. Unclarified assumptions. At times, there are certain assumptions attached with the communication and that need to be understood. Failure to do so makes the communication process ineffective. Let us say the boss has instructed his subordinate to look after some guest. Now, what he really means is that the subordinate should take care of transport, food, accommodation of the guest, etc., until he leaves the place. The subordinate, however, may take this instruction as to take the guest to the hotel only with care. As a result, the guest may not get looked after the way the boss has in his mind. Technical jargon. Generally, the specialists such as scientists, engineers use technical words while explaining something to the unspecialized people in the concerned field. Hence, these later people fail to understand the meaning of such words. Body language and gesture decoding. The body movement and gestures of communication play a significant role in the communication process. The information can be misinterpreted if there is no harmony between spoken words and body language. For example, a sender may shake his head sideways while saying yes, and vice versa. That is, he may nod his head while uttering no. तो ये तो थे सेमेंटिक बैरियर्स. अब हम जाएंगे साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर्स की तरफ. अब हम उनको डिस्कस करेंगे. द साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर्स हैव a great influence on the communication process. The communication process indicates the state of mind of both the receiver and the sender. For example, anger, worry, sadness, etc. Following are the main types of psychological barriers. पहला है premature evaluation. It refers to evaluating the message before the sender even completes. This may lead to misunderstanding and thus acts as a barrier to effective communication. Lack of attention. Non-listening of message by the receiver because of later's preoccupied mind acts as a great psychological barrier. For example, a boss was preoccupied by some paperwork before him, due to which he failed to even listen to the problem of a worker, not to speak of solving it, etc. Loss by transmission and poor retention. The information contained in a message is lost partially or completely when the message has to pass through various levels. This is most common case in oral communication. Poor retention is also an important barrier in communication process. If the people are not attentive or interested, they cannot retain the information for a long time. Last one, that is distrust. If the receiver and the sender don't trust each other, they cannot understand the message in its original form. Thanks.